It's getting there.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our regular DevSync at Subspace. Today, we'll go again over our team and we'll share some of the updates that we've been working on. Serge, do you want to start?
Sure. So after the NFT hackathon, I was checking what's the state of NFTs in Polkadot Kusama ecosystem. I was checking like state mine, state mint. They basically use the same palette, so have same API. Ink smart contracts. They had the Super Colony, the company behind OpenBrush. They had a Substrate seminar last week, so I checked that one, and yeah, I checked the GitHub. They have smart contracts for NFTs in Ink, and I scratched the surface a little bit about Unique and Remark. Remark is pretty interesting. They don't have any palette, any smart contracts. Yeah, maybe we can discuss like the details on Subspace apps, but yeah, a lot of things I would like to share. And I was trying to check Affinity. They won a paraslot recently, but they don't have anything public yet, unfortunately. I asked on Discord, but they were not very helpful. And yeah, I started to build some application for minting, creating collections and minting on StateMine. It was a little bit harder than I have expected, but I think it's like 70% done. On the relayer side, I have done some integration with Prometheus. I have added endpoints, some basic metrics like count of blocks submitted, count of batches, default metrics. Next step would be integration with Datadog. But I'm waiting for the dev environment to be functional again, because we still have this issue with GitHub Container Registry, and we haven't moved Droplet to New York, because that PR is still like not merged. And once it's done, I will finish integration with Datadog. I have also created an alert for unknown parachains. If we have like unknown parachain on Relayer, we receive like a warning in logs. So I created a Datadog alert. So every time we have a new parachain, we can notify. Currently, it's only like I'm the only person who receives alerts, but I think we can add some of the business team, maybe Skylar, I don't know, because they reached out to me a few times, like how can we optimize the process? And yeah, GitHub Container Registry is still in progress. Yeah, and on feed validation last week, I didn't do anything, but yeah, I still have it on my list. I guess that's it.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of work. Thanks, Serge. Okay.
I got a couple questions and comments. Yeah, thanks. That does sound like a lot, Serge. So I'm glad you're doing so much. Really excited to hear.
Just to clarify, it's because we have one meeting per week now.
Sure. Yeah. So regarding all the research.
Am I the only one who cannot hear
No.
Jeremiah?
No, I lost him too, yeah. I don't know if you can hear us, Jeremiah, but we lost you after research.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Some reason my Wi-Fi network switched. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So regarding all the research you're doing, the developer research on NFTs in .sama, Skylar is doing similar research, and I think he just put together a presentation on sort of the business marketing side of all that. So have you talked to him one-on-one about any of this research you're doing yet?
Not yet. I didn't know
Okay.
he's doing this. I will check with him.
Yeah, so I'd like
He-
you and him to link up and just have a discussion and kind of do a mind meld, because you guys are coming at it from two different sides, and make sure you guys have, you know, the right understanding about all this.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So it sounds like the actual tangible deliverable for that is you're going to have this example of how to build or how to mint an NFT on StateMine that you'll be able to go through with us on the apps call on Thursday.
Yeah, I hope I can finish it. Yeah, and after that, I wanted to build something like with ink and with unique, maybe with remark. But yeah, StateMine, StateMint first.
Okay, great. Yeah, and just however you're doing this, just try to make sure and document it like in GitHub, so that this is all like PRs, or I mean repos that we can see on GitHub under the organization, so that this is all shared and not just like local on your computer.
Okay.
Okay, so you said there's a pending PR for Prometheus or GitHub Container Registry that's blocking
It's
right now?
for new environment in infrastructure.
Okay.
It's Terraform related.
Are you sure it wasn't applied? I thought it was applied. Maybe it
No,
wasn't.
I checked maybe on Saturday it was still like active.
Right. I mean, maybe it was applied in Terraform, but not merged.
Okay, I will check on DigitalOcean if location has changed.
Okay.
Is that pending Leo?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay, so Leo's out with COVID. He was in the hospital. There's no clear idea on when he's going to be back to work. Would you be able to do that yourself, Serge, to finish the Terraform integration or submit the PR yourself?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. And then regarding feed validation, so that's a higher priority task than anything around Prometheus or Datadog. So once you get that PR merged, I know you've been doing some background work on that, but once you get that PR merged, let's focus on the feeds validation. That's really a big next step that we need that's kind of been on hold for a while, pending the information we needed. So let's try to make a priority this week to get some movement there as well.
So it's higher priority than NFT like application.
Well, it's kind of like co-priority with NFT, but I'd like you to spend a little bit of time on it, so it doesn't just, like maybe 60-40 or 70-30 or something, so that we get some progress. But it's definitely a higher priority than anything with Prometheus or Datadog with monitoring the relayer.
Understood.
Great, thanks, Serge.
Okay, Bluechain, you're next.
Sure. So last week, I was working on the intermediate storage rules generation. And it's done and has been merged. We currently cache the intermediate storage rules in the runtime storage using a palette and retrieve them later, which brings in some extra state storage. It's not an idle approach to do this extra storage in the state. We'll revisit this later. But anyway, we have the initial version. Yeah. The focus of the next step is the code of the fraud proof. That is to generate the intermediate storage proof, in case any invalid state transition occurs in the execution. I already have did some experiment with this intermediate storage proof. It's kind of partially works. I write a unit test and I try to record the proof before applying the extrinsic, and then I collected this storage proof once this extrinsic execution is done. But there's some still glitches, maybe it's just due to this mock environments. I'm not for sure. I'm still investigating. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So the intermediate storage rules generation is done. The next main focus is this intermediate storage proof, right?
Okay, so you basically have an execution trace.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, and thanks to Nazar, provided a nice glue that fixed a problem due to the inherent extrinsics.
Okay, questions around this work?
I have a bunch, but I know we'll discuss it on the protocol call tomorrow, so I'll leave it
Absolutely.
to
Yeah, it was a good chunk of work, honestly. It's a good progress. Thanks. Ivan, tell us how your onboarding is going.
Everything's fine. So basically, I was reading a bunch of books. Yeah, I guess previously I said that I've been finishing the Ethereum, Mastering Ethereum book. So right now I finished the Ethereum yellow paper. Also finished the Polkadot white paper. I'm reading right now the Space Mint white paper. So I mean the proof of space consensus related. So apart from that, I was doing the basic palette for the automated market maker like DEX, something like Uniswap V2. So yeah, right now I stopped because I have some issues with that. Yeah, basically I have issues related to the padded assets. So yeah, I guess that's all for my side. But overall, this thing is almost finished. So yeah.
Do you want to have a discussion around that problem sometime later today, tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I will be very happy.
Okay. Any questions that you might have that arise from that, or is it clear what you read so far? Does it make sense?
Yeah, overall, yes. Yeah, we had a discussion with Jeremiah at Friday. So yeah, overall, he cleared all of my questions. So yeah.
Okay. Questions from the team? Awesome. Özkan, you're next.
Okay, so after hackathon, I was working on mainly Subspace desktop. CI tests finally was successful. The first PR is merged for farmer library integration. And I have 2 more PRs upcoming. One of them is formatting, so not a new functionality. And the other one is support for mnemonic in the Subspace desktop. And after, in the meantime, for the last 2 days, I mean Friday and today, I was working on the commitments restructure. So as a reminder, we were about to remove least recently used cache for storing commitments. And this will allow us to remove some mutexes, and this will help us to get rid of the final bug in the commitments. So I'm working on that. Today it was a good progress. It's not finished. Tomorrow, in the first half of the day, I will try to finish it. If not, I will ask help from Nazar. Other than that, I don't have any updates.
Okay, for context, that's the problem that we have in some of the tests that intermittently fail. We need to restart it.
Yeah.
It's just like last bit of that logic fixed.
Yeah, very slight bug.
Okay. Did you get a chance to look at any of the code from Supernational regarding the GPU with OpenCL?
High level, yes. I did not dive into the PTX code, so at the moment I don't know what they are doing differently than we did. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, I'd like you to make that one of your priorities since we just got that code back from Simon to review that, to make sure that you don't have any questions, and also sync up with Nazar one-on-one because I know he's been reviewing it as well. So the first priority is going to be to sort of audit the code, make sure we understand it, make sure there's no inconsistencies, it all makes sense. The second priority is going to be to actually integrate that within our farmer so that we can use this plotter, you know, from whatever farming process we're using with whatever GPU we have, AMD, NVIDIA, iGPU, whatever. So what I'd like you to do right now is just review the code and think about the architecture, the plan for how you want to achieve this. We'll discuss this tomorrow on the protocol call, but then over the next week or two, one of the priorities is going to be to actually get this code, like connect the dots, like they said, like on the last call we had with them. We gave you guys the code, but now you guys have to do the implementation of plugging it in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we left some comments with Ozgan, and we just got some responses today from Simon, so I didn't get through them yet. Okay, Justin, you're almost next. Oh, almost the last one.
Awesome. Towards the end of last week, I was working on the community with Skylar and Diana. We're trying to get a good plan going together on that. So majority of last week, I was focusing on the business side of things. I am still struggling with the code signing GitHub Actions a little bit. So I'm going to be scheduling a meeting with Ozgun. We're going to see if we can bang it out together and test on his system, see if there's anything I'm missing, and kind of go from there. And hopefully get that resolved. From there, I'm going to move on to start trying to streamline the launching process for users on the binaries, just with a simple, launcher to launch the binaries without having to deal with the whole terminal and everything. And continue to get the documentation updated for that as well, so we can get the FarmNet rolled out to everybody a little bit more streamlined.
Can you detail a little bit more about the launcher? Do you want it to make like a graphical interface or something?
No, I'm thinking just like a simple CLI where you run it, it pops up, and then it gives you like press 1 to install and launch the node in the farmer, press 2 to, update it maybe, just gives
Something
the
like
options.
what we had before for Linux and Mac, right?
Yeah, exactly. In this case, I'm going to try and be setting it up to be a lot more, maintainable. That way we can use it with future binary versions as updates come out.
And you'll have to write PowerShell, so good luck.
Yeah. I'm thinking about using, there's a framework called GlueGun, which OpenGraph actually uses, that kind of streamlines that process.
Okay. Questions to Justin?
Yeah, Justin, can you give us an update on the FarmNet, how many nodes we have right now across the team?
Currently, we haven't gotten everybody updated to the newest version that the FarmNet is running. There was a slight miscommunication between me and Leo when he went to update them. He updated both A and B instead of just B. So that kicked everybody that was running into like their own network. So I have mine up and running. I think Leo has one up and running, but I still need to get like majority of the business team going.
Okay, so I can make the latest snapshot as the actual latest release, right?
Yeah,
that's what is effectively deployed.
Correct.
Got it.
Okay, so one thing I'd like you to do on this call going forward, Justin, since it's now once a week, is to give an update on the status of the FarmNet.
Okay.
And the goal is basically to see more users on the FarmNet every week.
Can do.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Justin. On my side, I was not writing any code in Subspace repository. I was writing some experiments in Substrate, and I was communicating with some Substrate folks on the WASM execution and on some like performance stuff. was trying to see what can be done there. So mostly was participating there. Was exploring some other protocols. There are a few interesting ideas there. Was thinking a lot on the decoupled execution, like run smart contract environment, cross-chain communication. Had a few calls with Jeremiah. We'll have another call today. So it was mostly like on the research side rather than implementation. Yeah, any questions to me? Anything Jeremiah want to share at the end?
On the engineering side, yeah, like you said, just working on what we've been trying to do is identify all the open questions that we have and then prioritize those. And we're using this to go back and rebuild a more fine-grained, more realistic roadmap. But it's still going to be several weeks until we have anything that we can really discuss. So that's most of what I've been working on the engineering side.
Awesome. I think this is it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll have this meeting once a week instead of twice a week going forward. So see you in 7 days.